the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it G. Always be the same me. While I'm silent, boy, they can't change me. No.
We live, man. We live from the boxing session, man. Salute to everybody that's coming through, coming here from Fred Show. Man, we live, man. What's going down, man? Big Lloyd, salute, man. Nash, salute, man. Mir, salute. My dog, Cletus, man, out of Texas. What's going down, big fella? What's going on? Hustler home, man. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate y'all coming through here, man. Yeah, man, we got a great news, man. Great news. Well, let's say good news. We ain't gonna say great news just yet. We'll say good news, man. Centos, what's going on, man? What's going down, man? We're not gonna say great news. We'll say good news because it's not etched in stone. As soon as it's etched in stone, it'll be great news. I'm looking forward to this fight, though. I'm excited about this fight. Because I just want Terence Crawford to bash his fucking head in. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm hoping for. Listen, man, the link is in the chat to join the panel. Centos, JB, Hustler Home. Y'all know what's going down. Yeah, man, I'm very excited about this fight, man. Let's pull it up real quick. Let's pull it up real quick. This is exciting right here. This is exciting. You know what I mean? This is exciting. This is exciting. So let me make sure we get this going. Yeah, hey, listen. I didn't eat no bacon. You feel what I'm saying? I for sure I ate right today, man. No bacon, no pork today, no red meats today, man. So, I'm feeling kind of good, man. Only thing I'm missing is my Red Bull. It's the only thing I'm missing right now. So, yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited. I got Terence Crawford busting his ass. You know what I'm saying? I got Terence Crawford doing the exact opposite of what Keith Thurman did. You know what I'm saying? He won't be getting knocked down by Manny Pacquiao on that night. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited, bro. Like, now, everybody can stop like the 50-50 situation and 60-40. All that can change now. All that can change with this fight right here because this is a big name on his resume. And no one can say like, oh, man, he ain't fought nobody and he ain't fought nobody and stuff like that. It's prime right now. So Manny Pacquiao is a great opponent to have on your record, man. D, what's going on? Salute to you, my brother. DJ, what's going on, man? Yeah, so once let me fix this one more time. All right. Yeah, man. So that is a great name to have on his resume. It's probably the best name on either one of them resumes. He's still a game opponent. He's still a great fighter. His last fight was a win. I thought it was a dominating win. I didn't even think it was close. A lot of people said it was close, but I thought he beat the shit out of Keith Thurman, to be honest with you. He knocked Keith Thurman down, hurt him with a body shot late. Yeah, man, I'm excited about that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I wanted Keith Thurman versus Terence Crawford only because I wanted Keith Thurman to get his ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? I want to Keith Thurman to get his ass whooped way more than I want to see Manny Pacquiao get his ass whooped. You feel what I'm saying? That's the only thing. That's the only thing. I really wanted Keith Thurman to get his ass whooped way more than I wanted to see. I wanted to see Keith Thurman get his ass whooped way more than I wanted to see Manny Pacquiao get beat. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted him to beat the shit out of Keith Thurman, man. Yeah, I mean, I got Bud, man. It's not to me. I don't think it's gonna be close. You know, everybody keeps saying it's gonna be close, but I think Bud stops him, man. To be honest with you, I think Bud is gonna stop the guy. To be honest with you. Yeah. What's going on, Mir? What's happening, man? What's going on? Yeah, dog, but it's exciting, bro. It's an exciting news. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm excited about the news. I'm excited, man. You know what I mean? Will I rather have Bud versus Errol Spence? Of course. Would I rather have Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter? Absolutely. But shit, you know, it is what it is. You know, we can only get what we get. You know what I'm saying? At this point, man, you know, boxing is a business, man. I'm just glad that we're able to at least get this. So YV, Tone Brown, the pugilist, what's going on, big dog? Yes, indeed. Yeah, man, I'm just hoping that the fight goes down. You know what I'm saying? I hope we can get that fight. I mean, this is something to get excited for. So I'm really hoping that it comes to fruition. I hope whoever the oil man is in Dubai drops that bag and everybody get what they want. Hopefully everybody feels like they got a fair deal and they got a fair shake in the deal, so the deal can go down. I know shit can happen, and you know what I mean. I know it can happen. Stuff can happen where the deal could get messed up. So I'm just kind of like, I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping. And EZ, what's going on, man? What's going down? I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping it goes down the way we want it to. I'm excited, man. I really am. I am really excited, man. The OG, what's going on, man? Centos.
What's happening, Cal? I had my mic in the air, my bad.
No, it's all good. Hey, listen, we got great news. We'll say good news. I'm not gonna say great yet. Good news. We in negotiations. Bud versus Pacquiao. What are your thoughts about this fight? Do you like it?
Yeah, I like it. I like it for both of those guys. I like it for Bud, and I think if you know he comes out victorious, it'll be a notch on his legacy that he needs. Hopefully, we still get to see. I know what he's saying in the media, but hopefully, we still get to see him and Spence go at it. That's the ultimate goal for most of us fans. I hope this is just not a lot of media. Hopefully, it's already pretty much done, and that's what I'm assuming after Bob Arum did his interview on the barbershop a couple nights ago. But yeah, I think it'd be a great fight. It's a great fight for fans, great fight for the guys, great fight for the sport. And you know, a lot of people now that Bud's getting this fight, now they want to talk about how old Pacquiao is. At first, you know, everybody was rambling about Errol getting that fight, and they wasn't saying anything about how old Pacquiao is. And regardless of what they say,
I ain't trying to get about no age. Nah, hold up. Nah, listen. Nah, fuck that. I ain't trying to hear nothing about how old this motherfucker is.
Right.
We're not gonna do that. We
right.
credit this win.
No,
we're not.
They wrong for that.
We're not gonna do that because I listen. You know me. I'm an Errol Spence fan. I'm a Bud fan. We're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they wrong for that, man. That's what I'm saying. They need to understand this guy's a legend. He proved that he's still a formidable opponent when he beat Thurman. You know, he didn't go in there and just run from Thurman. He went in and took the fight to him. So they need to understand that you can never count Manny Pacquiao out. I don't care if he's been out of the ring 2 years, 3 years. If he feel like he can fight, you know he's coming to fight. And that's every fight. You know, he's always an action-packed fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. But yeah, they need to just you know, I know before Bud got that Cal Brook fight, you know, a lot of talk was he need to fight somebody like that to get a little credit, you know, in the welterweight division, to solidify him in the welterweight division. After he gets the fight and he wins in a decent fashion, then a lot of people wanted to discount his win, and I mean that's the wrong thing to do. We need to just be real about, you know, we all got to just take our biases out of it. You know, I like both of these guys, but we need to, as far as him and Spence, but we need to just take our biases out of it and just let these guys fight, because a lot of times our biases is keeping us from getting fights, whether we know it or not. These guys are listening to everything we speak of over the internet, and they take it, you know, they use that same rhetoric that we're using, and then next thing you know, the fights are not happening. And I'm not saying that's the only reason we're not getting the fights. I mean, it all boils down to the fighters ultimately, but we just got to do a little bit better as fans and be a little bit smarter and try not to deter these fights from happening, not aiding these guys in excuses of why they're not fighting the other. But I'm very much looking forward to this fight, man, and I'm excited about it, and I appreciate what you've been saying about it so far, man. It's great to hear you speak, because you have a voice with this platform. People can hear you out, and hopefully they can follow your lead. But yeah, it's a great opportunity.
What fight do you like better? Do you like the Shawn Porter versus Crawford, or do you like the Manny Pacquiao versus Crawford? What fight do you like better?
Honestly, I like them both, but I think there'll be more eyes on this fight, the Pacquiao and Crawford fight versus Porter. I'm not saying that Porter and Crawford can't draw. Man, it's raining like crap out here. I'm not saying that Porter and Crawford can't be a draw. I think they will be a draw. They both are great fighters, but I don't think it's going to have as great of an impact as Manny Pacquiao's name. So yeah, I like this one first, and hopefully, you know, some of that other stuff can still happen on down the line. What are they doing up there? Oh, y'all get off them brakes up there. All right. But yeah, man, it's exciting news, and it's something we needed as fans in the sport of boxing.
Man, for sure. Yeah, man, I don't want to hear none of that old shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right, bro.
I'm not trying to hear that shit, man, because that don't never diminish the fights. You know what I'm saying? When you say that bullshit, then it's like, then it's harder to make the fight, because then the person fighting gonna say, "Oh man, that motherfucker was old anyway, man. Who gives a fuck?" You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I think the better fight is Shawn Porter versus Terrence Crawford, just because I think Manny Pacquiao is just too small, man. He's just too little, man. He's too little for Bud, man. He's just
but you gotta remember, he's been there with the likes of Oscar. He's been there with the likes of Margarito, Shane Mosley. He's been there with some bigger guys. I mean, he's been there with even the GOAT himself, Mayweather. So
listen, I know we're not gonna bring up his age though, but he ain't in his prime no more. You know what I'm saying? Them punches that Bud finna hit him with, it's gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? And Bud brings a different dynamic. He can switch.
Absolutely.
Got a great jab. He's long. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. I'm so excited about this fight.
I wish it was this weekend.
Man, who you telling? Okay, so let's put some shit together, right? The welterweight division, it's starting to look good. Boxing is starting to come alive. We got a lot of stuff going on. Next week, We got a hell of a fight going down. Jaron Ennis. I think next year is his year to become a champion. I don't think this year it's a wash. I told him that when I talked to him a couple months ago. I told him this year's a wash. You know what I'm saying? I told him next year is your year. I think everything is going to be open and free for him to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tino the Great, what's going on, big dog? How you feel? Hey, Cletus, man, hop on the panel, man. You got to get your just due, man.
Yeah, somebody hop on because I'm entering a highway area that I always have bad frequency and connection with. It may cut me loose anyway, and then I have to jump back on a few minutes later. How long you gonna be on tonight, Cap?
Be on for about an hour.
Okay,
you know
I better get back on before then.
Hey,
I'm gonna stay on until I get cut off though.
Yeah, man, just drive safe though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man, it's nasty out here too, boy.
Yeah. Now everybody likes this fight. D, everybody likes this fight. You're not gonna be able to find one person that doesn't think this is a good fight. If you do, they full of shit. If you find anybody that doesn't like the Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao fight, they bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is a hell of a fight. This is a great matchup, bro. You know what I'm saying?
This is a must-see fight.
And we deserve it, man. We deserve this because Manny Pacquiao been ducking, hiding, and running for the last 5 years from Bud. So I think this is a long time coming. A long time coming, and Bud deserves this shot.
I just hope and pray one thing happens. That they have to do the blood and urine testing. That's what I'm hoping for, because one of them. Because I think that fight against Thurman, he was able to go into the ring however he wanted to.
Yeah, man. Good luck trying to get him to do that though.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck. You feel what I'm saying? The pugilist, what's going on, big dog? How you feel?
Hold on.
Times TV, man. Salute to you.
Hold on. You hear me? Yeah.
What's going on, Puge? How you feeling tonight?
I can hear you. Hold on. Hello?
Yeah. You here?
Hold on a second.
Yeah, that's nasty.
We can hear you.
Yeah, the rain.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Y'all hear rain on my end?
Yeah. Let me.
All right, I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, mute your mic real quick. I gotta get my boy Cletus in here, man. Cletus, what's going on, dog? I gotta get you in here first, man. You know, I owe you one. Damn it. Well, shit, H Money and them owe you one for real. God damn it. What's going down, man? What's happening? How you feeling about this fight? Are you excited, or what? What are you thinking?
Oh man, it's a good fight, bro. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. But I just think Bud's too much, bro. He's too versatile for Pac at this point in his career. I do think Bud would have beat him at any point in his career. But I mean, he gonna destroy Pac, bro. And it's a reason why Manny Pacquiao has been staying away from Terrence Bud Crawford. And the only reason why I think he's getting in the ring with him is because he's been looking for that cash out, and he got it with Terrence.
Hey, listen, that's a hell of. Hey,
you can't fault Terrence for fighting Pacquiao because this is a legacy fight. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Listen, to be honest with you, dog, let's be real. He fights Manny Pacquiao. He's beat Manny Pacquiao. He can retire tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Now he got unfinished business. He got to fight Spence.
Listen.
We need that fight. We need both of them to get off the bullshit. And we want that fight. After they get through, after Spence fights Ugas, he fights Pac, we should see them fight, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about him retiring. Nah. We need that, bro.
Hey, I hear all that.
That's a 50-50 fight. It could go either way.
Yeah, I hear you. What I'm saying is, I understand. But what I'm saying is this, though. Let me put it back real quick. Hold on. Fox fans, what's going on? Dog salute. What I'm saying is, though, this is what I'm saying, bro. As a legacy fight, this is the fight that he needed to submit his legacy. You dig what I'm saying? As a fans, we want to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Sure we do. But if he beats Manny Pacquiao, he can retire tomorrow and nobody can question it. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, at that juncture, what does that win really do for him? I mean, he beat Pacquiao, and Pacquiao, I'm not gonna sit up here and diminish his name because he still has star power, and he still has legacy. But we've seen Manny Pacquiao being knocked out. We've seen Manny Pacquiao being outboxed. I mean, we've seen what's about to happen to him. We've seen already, and we pretty much know that Terrence is gonna wash his ass.
Okay, when was the last time?
I mean,
when was the last time we seen Manny Pacquiao get his ass whooped up?
Shit, probably Floyd.
All right then. That's a long time ago. That was a long way from it. That was a long time.
He and the credit y'all, he is coming off a big win against Keith, which I ain't never been high on Keith Thurman, even when he was a unified champion. I always thought Keith Thurman was overrated. Still do. But I mean, he did beat the man that was the man in the division.
Yeah.
So,
well, he didn't beat Spence, but he did beat Keith Thurman.
Well, I mean, Keith Thurman he still had that O at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he lost his belt due to inactivity. He didn't lose it in the ring. So at that time, you could consider him still as the man in the division because he still was a champion, and he still had that O until Pacquiao took that.
No, for sure. This is the only thing, right? I want to get y'all take. We're gonna go, Cletus. We're gonna start off with you, my brother, because I owe you a few for that night. Because I was trying to get bad, man, but they would.
I don't even remember, bro.
Shit, man, I read out like it was yesterday. We'll go. Pugilist, DJ. Okay. What fight would you want to see more? Crawford. We'll leave Spence out of this. Crawford Porter. Crawford. Virgil Ortiz, or Crawford Manny Pacquiao. Oh, this nigga just hopped off. DJ Puge, which one of these fights do you like the most? And then after Puge, we go DJ.
All right. Yeah, I'm on now. I can hear everything better. First, let me just speak on the fact of the fight. I do think it's a good fight. Just for Terrence Crawford, I agree. It's good for Terrence Crawford's legacy. You know, that's the history of boxing. You know, any great fighter has to fight and defeat a previous great fighter in order for his legacy to be substantiated. You know, understand what I'm saying? So in that regard, it's good. It's definitely good for Bud to even get the opportunity to fight him. You know, he needed this. And this fight's been in the works for a while, actually. This is not something that just popped up. It's been in the works since Bud moved up. It's just that a couple of other events happened for it not to take place sooner than it did. So in that regard, it's definitely a good thing for his career, and I hope it comes to fruition and he actually gets the opportunity to get the fight and they go through with it, because it could be a good thing for him. Because you know, needless to say, you know, Manny Pacquiao, Hall of Famer, you know, and you know, legend, basically a legendary living legend, you know. So if he can actually pull this off, which he should do, but it's not going to be as easy as some people. I'm hearing people saying they think it's going to be, because I agree with the brother said earlier. You know, Manny Pacquiao going to come to fight, you know, and then he's not going to come in there and just lay down. He got a lot of experience. He done been in there with every style imaginable. And what I don't agree with is something that you said, Kyle, is that the size. That size don't mean shit because he done been in there with bigger dudes than Terrence Crawford. The difference that would be in this fight would be the skill, not the size, because Terrence Crawford ain't naturally is not even a natural welterweight anyway. So
Man,
that's not going to be a factor. What's going to be a factor is the skill. If he's going to win this fight, it's going to be due to his skill, nothing to do with his size.
hey
Because
Pew.
Pacquiao proved in his career, size don't mean nothing. Because the man started at flyweight.
Hey Pew. I'm gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
up with you, and I try all the time. Salute to you, Andrew Charles, man. Salute to my. I appreciate you for sliding through here. Real with you, right? I stood side by side by this dude, and
Huh?
I said I've stood side by side to Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
And
me too. I have too. I've been down. I was standing next to him down at Gleason's gym in Brooklyn. So I seen how big he is. He's rangy. He's rangy, but he ain't bigger than, like I said, he's not bigger than Margarito and them. Them guys is big. Margarito was a big ass welterweight, and they was real welterweights. Bud ain't no real welterweight. He moved up. So the size factor, I don't see that as being no issue. It's gonna be because to me, that's gonna take away because if you use the size issue, it's gonna take away from Bud's ability to do what he do. It's his skill that's going to win that fight, not because he's a bigger dude.
man, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? When was the last time Manny Pacquiao fought somebody like Terrence Crawford?
Well, because even Keith Thurman is a real welterweight. You know, Keith Thurman is the real welterweight here, and you saw how he handled himself in there. So you can't say that. Like, yeah, like the brother just said, at the time Keith Thurman was that dude. He was undefeated, and a lot of people thought going into that fight he was going to win that fight. You know, relatively easy. A lot of people really thought that because for a short space, Keith Thurman was that dude for a short space. Now, whether those injuries and those long layoffs hurt him or not, that was the thoughts going into that fight. You understand? But Manny Pacquiao changed that shit once he got in there. You understand? So until I see him do that shit, until I see Crawford do it, but I think he got the skill to do it. Because I say I'm not basing that one iota on those sides and got shit to do with it. Because Manny Pacquiao done already been in it with bigger dudes and beat them. So we can't use that. That shouldn't even factor in. Just like the age shit shouldn't factor in. You understand?
Let's talk about this though. Let's put let's put two and two together. Let's put two of these things together. Let's talk about his size and his skill.
Okay.
Most people that Manny Pacquiao has fought failed to use their size against him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The only person that really used their size against him was he's the only person that kept him on the outside and things like that. Everybody else wanted to go toe to toe with him. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that, man, the dude arms are long as hell, man. The man his arms are so long, man, he can scratch his ankle standing up. You know what I'm saying, bro?
True.
Like, dog.
But
so that's what
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that in terms of his physicality, but you already know how Bud fight. If he start attacking Bud ain't gonna be boxing him. Bud gonna fight that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Bud don't think like that. If Manny Pacquiao gonna attack him, which he 9 times out of 10 gonna do, Bud ain't gonna. He don't got the discipline to box like Floyd Mayweather. The reason why Floyd used his size like that, because that's how Floyd Mayweather fight. That's Floyd Mayweather, the boxer first. So it was easy for him to do that, to box from the outside and use his skill set. Terrence Crawford don't have that discipline. If you hit Terrence Crawford on the chin, that motherfucker gonna start fighting. And that could fall right into Manny Pacquiao's hand. So that's why I say he's gonna have to be his skill to do that. It ain't gonna be the size factor. Because for him to stand there and now if Crawford has the ability, the gifts, the physical tools to do that, to stay on the outside and jab and win the fight easily because Manny got to come to him. But he ain't going to do that, and you know that. The moment Pacquiao tag his ass, he going to start fighting.
Yeah.
And that's when the fight going to become dangerous.
EP, salute to my brother. Jarvis Johnson, man. Appreciate you for sliding through here, man. I know it's late.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Which fight do you like the most?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to.
Okay.
Now you said you said Crawford versus
you got Crawford versus Porter.
Okay.
Versus Virgil Ortiz. Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. Which fight?
Well, for Terrence Crawford's career and legacy, I like the Pacquiao fight for what that's could do for him potentially, because it's the biggest thing right now for him potentially for the position he is at in his career right now. Because bottom line is Manny Pacquiao is a Hall of Fame legendary boxer. So if he gets that victory on his resume, it's gonna just bold up his status as a great fighter. If, like you said, if he was to win that fight and you say he retired tomorrow, it's gonna be on his record. Oh shit, he beat Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. You
understand? Now, as far as boxing go, just us as pure fans to watch it, I would love to see him and Sean Porter fight. The Virgil Ortiz fight, I ain't worried about that. He gonna destroy Virgil Ortiz. That fight has no interest to me. He's gonna destroy him. Yeah, he would handle him easily. His style is perfect for him because he's gonna come to me. He'll chop him up. But I would rather see him fight with Sean Porter. Sean Porter is tough, he's aggressive, and you know he's apt to try a different strategy in the fight too. To try like he did with the Spence fight. You know, you never know. So that fight would be just on a basis of a fight I would like to see. It would be that one. But for Terrence and for his legacy, I would like to see him get this fight that they're talking about with him and Pacquiao.
Okay, for sure.
All right, yeah.
After y'all answer this question, I got another question. That's a hell of a question. So let's go, DJ, since we ain't heard from him yet. And then after DJ, we'll go to Cletus. After Cletus, we'll go Hustler Home. Let's do it.
Shit, I want to answer that. Hey, ask me the last question when it's on my turn. Because I got y'all that said some wild shit. I just want to rebut it.
Okay. Got you. We got you. You get your moment. DJ.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody on the panel? What's going on, Kyle? How you doing tonight, man?
Oh man, whenever I can get with the fellas and talk that talk, I'm excited.
All right, cool. Personally, I'd like to see the Sean Porter fight more because I think that actually be a fight. I don't think these guys. I think they come in with game plans, but it would turn into pretty much what happened with Errol Spence and Sean Porter. It turned into a fight. Errol Spence at some point in that fight decided, I'm tired of his game plan. I'm gonna fight this motherfucker for him. Personally, I think we've seen the Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao fight before. And it happened back in, I think, 2006, I want to say. It was Floyd Mayweather, Ricky Hatton. I believe that fight will go down similar to that. Ricky Hatton pressured Floyd and made him fight at times. But what happened in the end, Floyd caught him late and knocked him out. And I think that's how this fight would end. Somewhere around the 10th or 11th round, Terrence Crawford is going to catch Manny coming in with something. He's going to put him to sleep. That's just my personal opinion on the fight. I'm happy that Terrence Crawford finally got this fight. It's something he's been wanting for pretty much half of his career, been chasing. I feel a way about him not fighting Errol Spence. I feel like he ducked that fight. Not saying that he's scared of him, because I don't think any of these fighters are scared to fight each other. I just think he didn't want that fight, and he said as much several times. And I feel a way about that as a boxing fan first. But I'm happy for him
to finally get this fight. I'm happy for Manny to get his final big payday because I feel like after Terrence Crawford knocks him out, this will be the end for Manny Pacquiao. And that's just where I'm at with it.
Okay. Let's go to Cletus, Hustler Home, and then Santos Boxing. Go ahead, Cle. Cletus, you here? You with us? All right, Hustler Home, go ahead and answer this question.
Yo, my bad. I had stepped away.
Oh, shit.
All right, go ahead, Cletus, and then of course we'll go right back to you, Hustler Home.
I think I spoke my piece on this fight. I mean, it's a good fight.
No, not that question. The question is, which fight do you like the most? Crawford Porter, Crawford Virgil Ortiz, Crawford Manny Pacquiao. Which fight do you like the most?
Oh, I definitely wanted to see the Porter fight more than any of them. I wanted to see the Porter fight.
For sure.
I like the way Porter's style matches up with Terrence Crawford's style. And I think it'll be an interesting fight. But I think Bud will win.
Okay.
But I would have rather got the Porter fight.
Okay, for sure. All right, Hustler Home, man. Give me what you got on that. Tell me what you think of the fight, and then we go to the next question.
Sheesh, I'm glad you asked this question before I came on. You know what I'm saying? You know, because now I understand why y'all answering this question about this Manny Pacquiao Crawford fight. Because I was about to get in some angst about this fight, but now that I know that y'all really wanted to see the Crawford Porter fight, I understand y'all sentiments about the fight. You know what I'm saying? But and everybody acting like age ain't a problem, but name a 42-year-old champion level fucking welterweight ever in the history of your boxing watching career. There's a reason why these young niggas, the little niggas, go out first. But that's neither here nor there. With as far as the Crawford Manny Pacquiao fight, I feel like we're boxing fans. You know what I mean? And we like Crawford. All right. I like the fighter Crawford. And the only reason why I would like a Manny Pacquiao fight is because we finally get to see the fighter that we like fight somebody that's good. That's like top level. You know what I'm saying? So only in that sentiment do I agree that fight is a good fight. As far as Manny Pacquiao, we all know he's not only 42. This nigga is goddamn inactive as fuck. He's not finna fight Manny Pacquiao tomorrow. At best, he's gonna fight him in June. So that's what, 42 in like 8 months. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta keep it real on his age shit, man. Even when Manny Pacquiao got stripped from his belts, all the real boxing fans breathed a sigh of relief because we really didn't want to see Earl beat up this old ass nigga, bro. We really didn't want to see that. Nobody don't want to see Manny Pacquiao get beat up by no young top nigga. He picked Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman looked shitty as fuck in his fight right before. That's why he picked Keith Thurman. Let's not act like we don't know this. We talk about boxing every single day. Let's not act like we don't know this stuff, man. Let's not act like we don't know that Manny Pacquiao is finna go in here and get the fuck beat out of him by Bud. I ain't gonna say he gonna get the fuck beat out of him by Bud because I feel like he's gonna be in here juiced. But we all know this fight is gonna go like this. Bud gonna try to box him for a little bit, you know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao gonna run out of fucking spit. He gonna run out of gas in about the 5th round, and he's gonna die in the 8th. We all know that at the best case scenario, that's the best case scenario right there. You know what I mean?
Hustler Home, what do we have that Manny Pacquiao is just gonna fall off the face of the fucking earth? The Keith Thurman fight. Keith Thurman beat Pacquiao after the 5th round. Keith Thurman whipped Pacquiao's ass, bro. We can't say
that was a dusty Keith Thurman.
Because he hurt Keith Thurman. Because Keith Thurman got hurt.
I'll say past the 7th. Past the 7th, he won the back half of that fight, man. I'm not gonna front on that. I don't think it was the 5th. I say around the 7th, 8th round, Keith Thurman did start to come on.
And Keith Thurman ducked Errol Spence because he's soft to the body, and he know Errol Spence is a body snatcher. That's why Manny Pacquiao picked Keith Thurman because he know Keith Thurman soft to the body. Manny Pacquiao throws 1,000 punches. We watch boxing every day and we talk about it every day. I refuse to believe that some of these people don't know shit about boxing who talk shit about it every day.
But listen. He hurt him in the 9th round, so you can't
He
say
hurt him. He hurt him because he's soft to the body. He was out of shape.
I don't
He's
give
soft
a
to the body.
goddamn. I don't give a flying fuck if he's soft to the body or not. Pacquiao got to that goddamn body. So you can't say that he can't carry no power. It don't matter. Listen,
TB.
what I'm saying is this, bro. Keith
Yeah.
Thurman didn't do too much of nothing in that second half of that fight to where we was like, yeah, Keith Thurman won that fight.
Watch the fight again. Please watch the fight again,
Thurman
please.
won that fight, bro. Nobody.
Please watch that fight again. Please watch that fight again. And then watch the fight right before Manny Pacquiao, where Keith Thurman fought Manny Pacquiao, where that nigga lost and he got a gift because they already knew he was gonna get the Pacquiao fight. We gotta be real, man.
Okay,
Keith
listen.
Thurman had already lost that belt.
All right. Which fight do you like the most?
The same one as everybody else. Crawford, Porter.
Okay. All right. Okay. Trey, get your ass back on here, man. Shit.
But yeah, I'm gonna rescind my time so I can hear somebody else's opinion before I go on break.
I mean, it's all good. All right. Santos, which fight do you like the most? Porter, Crawford, Virgil Ortiz, Crawford, Manny Pacquiao.
Well, I like both of these fights. I don't care nothing about that Ortiz and Crawford right now. I don't think that need to happen right now at all. I think Ortiz needs to take a couple of fights before he needs to see someone like Crawford. However, as far as Porter and Manny, I like both fights almost equally. But the fan in me, as far as the fan of Bud Crawford, I like to see him get this legacy fight because I feel like he can fight Porter later. I like to see him get this legacy fight. It's good it's good on paper. It's good for the eyes. It's good for history, and it's also good for setting up future fights with the younger guys. That's more of his age group. So to me, I think this is the best fight in this scenario for Crawford. But I hear what my man was saying about the age and all that. But again, Manny Pacquiao is very much a formidable opponent for any of these younger guys. If he wasn't, none of these younger guys would be trying to get a fight with him. Every last one of them want to fight with him. He was very competitive against Thurman. It was not a lopsided fight at all. It was a very exciting fight, very good fight. I do think Manny aged the fight at the end. But at the same time, you can't discount a Manny Pacquiao because he's going to bring you action every fight. He's never been in I've never watched him in a fight that wasn't action-packed. So it's an exciting fight. The edge that he has over these youngsters is outside of experience is the fact that he's an 8-division champion. He's been in there with the best of the best. He has a power in both hands, and he has quickness, speed, footwork. He's a complete fighter. Not to say that he's going to beat Bud, but at the same time, there's not a fighter alive today that's current and active in the welterweight division or a weight division a little bit above or a little bit under that doesn't want to fight a Manny Pacquiao. So we don't need to discount this fight at all, because when we discount Manny Pacquiao, we discount the accomplishment of the guy who fights him next. And that's not fair to those guys. And none of their peers are going to discount that fight. All of Crawford's peers are going to say great fight because that's the fight they want. It's legacy, it's money, it's everything. So it's like a crest of their career. Then after that, he can fight some of the guys more in his age group and get those fights underway, win, lose, or draw.
So, all right, Trey, man, the held it down for us the other night, man. Y'all still, I don't know what y'all got off. But well, I'm glad y'all stayed on, man, because I was listening to y'all while I was dozing off. So appreciate y'all for the other night, man, for holding it down. But go ahead, Trey.
Man, I'm gonna be quick. I don't know if y'all can hear me driving. Porter, man, Porter's one of my favorite fighters. And Porter gonna bring a hell of a fight. Everybody buying that fight. Everybody gonna be in the house. We all want to see that shit. That's gonna be a dog fight. No matter who Sean Porter is in there with, win or lose, it's always gonna be. But I can see the Manny Pacquiao fight too. But I prefer the Porter.
Okay, for sure. So now I got. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody on that? Okay, I guess I did. All right, so now I got this question right here. We're gonna go DJ, Pugilist, Hustler Home. No, we're gonna go DJ, Pugilist, Cletus, Hustler Home, Centos, Trey. Matrix R, salute to you, my brother. Will Bud be the next Timothy Bradley? DJ, go ahead.
I mean, I think that's clear from him. Well, I mean, you really can't say that because Manny Pacquiao is on the other side of the street, so to speak. But I don't think he'll duck an entire generation the way Timothy Bradley did and use the business of boxing to do so. But it's starting to look that way because I don't think he'll give Keith Thurman the time of day. And I believe he'll eventually fight Sean Porter before he moves up, or he might move up after this fight. But I don't see him ducking an entire division just to stay on one side, just to fight everybody on one side of the promotion.
Okay, Pugilist.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think if he gets this victory, which is likely, I think that's going to open him up to taking some of these other fights across town. I think once he got that fight in tow and gets that victory, I think it'll open him up to fighting those other fights. Because once he got that victory under his resume, and under his belt, that legendary status attached to him, I think it'll open him up to explore those other options. Definitely Sean Porter. And possibly Earl.
So, let's who we got now? Who's still in the chat? Okay, let's go. Cletus and then Hustler Home.
Sure. What was the question?
The question is, will Terrence Crawford be the next Tim Bradley? And what I mean by that is stick with Bob Arum the whole entire time. No matter what big fight he could get, he stays with Bob Arum.
Well, I think because they delivered this Pac-Man fight for him, he gonna stay with Bob. But I don't think he gonna be no Tim Bradley. I sure as hell hope not. But he definitely gonna stay with Top Rank. That's my opinion.
But if you look at Tim Bradley's resume, he got a great resume. Let's be clear about that. He got a great resume. He just didn't fight Floyd Mayweather. That's the only fight he missed out on.
Yeah, I mean, but the difference I think between him and Timothy is we'll see Bud fight some of those PBC fighters. Like we might see it. We might get that. We might still get that Porter fight. We might still get the Earl fight. There's a possibility that he'd be willing to fight Thurman, unless he's gonna move up to 54.
Hustler Home.
Yes, sir.
What you think?
Yo, I love this question, my nigga. Like, this is one of my favorite questions ever, bro. Because The answer is yes, man. Look, everybody forget that Crawford was the undisputed champion at 140 pounds, right? So he was in line to pick any of the belts that he wanted to pick. He could have picked Sean Porter, who was a WBC champ at the time. He could have picked goddamn Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Who else had a belt? Who else had a belt when he picked Jeff Horn? Earl, but he picked Jeff Horn. Why do you think he picked Jeff Horn? Because he was with Bob. Who did Bob say was coming up from 140 to face Bud Crawford several times? Who did Bob say? Give me them two names, please. They're fighting for the undisputed champion at 140.
Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor.
Now, doesn't that sound a lot? How old is Bud Crawford, please?
Think what, 33?
Huh?
33.
He's 33 right now as we speak. Okay, so that means he has this bonus fight we got coming up, which is a mythological Manny Pacquiao fight. And then we got Bob Arum telling us he got two guys coming up to fight Bud. That is the rest of Bud Crawford's career. He is gonna be Timothy Bradley. We just like him too much, and we hope he's gonna fight these top guys, which he's not. We gotta see that it's right here before our very eyes, bro. We just like this nigga too much. Some of us like him because they don't like Errol Spence. Some people like him because he's a good ass boxer. He is a good ass boxer, but his career has been mapped out by Bob Arum several times on Barbershop Conversations fucking channel. And he always say small shit like, we would like to make that Errol Spence fight. He say shit like, Sean Porter is only going to get $2 million. He's saying shit like $2 million. It's written, bro. It is written right here in front of our eyes. He's going to be Tim Bradley 2.0. Whether he gets this Manny Pacquiao fight or not, he's going to stay with Bob, bro. We know this. But that's me. I'm out here.
What y'all? You asked this question already?
Yeah.
And you said okay.
But I said that I'm not too sure, but I think he is going to. Now, if this fight goes through, I think he's definitely going to stay with Top Rank, though.
Okay, for sure. Who did I miss? Santos? Did I miss you?
Yeah, I think as long as everything goes down, I think he'll stay with Top Rank. However, I do think that Ramirez and Taylor bullcrap was all cap. I think it was a deterrent, a distraction, so we wouldn't know about this fight because he was trying to keep this fight on the wraps. So I don't think that was real talk at all. And I don't. And in regards to what Bob was saying, I never saw Terrence taking those fights because he wouldn't fight Regis at 140. He kept telling Regis to come up. So why would he fight those guys? And I mean, and neither one of them, if they're gonna get probably undisputed, but I don't think he would have took those fights because it would have been meaningless. He's trying to get the Earl Spencers and people like that, people with names. That's not going to really help his career. So I don't think those would have helped. Yeah.
If Regis would have agreed to go up, do you think Bud would have fought him?
Regis, yeah, he would have fought him.
So these other two dudes, once they went undisputed and come up, you don't think Bud's going to fight him?
Well, the reason I don't think he would fight him because he hadn't fought the other welterweights that he's already in class with. That's why I don't think he would have fought them before.
Timothy Bradley.
No, that ain't Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley's career a little bit different class, but Timothy did fight people.
Yeah, he fought the dusty niggas. He fought them. Man, I hate it when a young bull get in the ring with an old bull because because the bull be too old. You know what I'm saying? For this young fresh killer. You know what I mean?
But we didn't say that when him and Thurman fought, and he had to be at least 40 when he fought Thurman.
But we said that when Joe Horn beat Manny Pacquiao.
I don't remember people talking about that. I remember people talking about Jeff Horn. Manny getting robbed in that fight. That's all I remember. I don't remember them talking about no age.
All right.
Manny took care of his business in that fight.
Exactly.
In
That's
the
how I
eyes of
felt.
some
No,
people.
he boxed his head off. He definitely boxed his
That's
head
how I
off.
felt.
But before
Yeah.
that, going
A lot
into
of people
that
feel
fight,
like he handled his business. So I
I get it.
I think we put more on his age because of who he's going to have to fight. That's what I believe.
yeah, facts. But yeah, nice to have a conversation with y'all. I gotta go back in here to work. I'm gonna be listening
All
though.
right.
If y'all still on when I get off, I get off at 7 a.m. Sometimes y'all still be on. I'll jump back on.
But what I'm
But
what,
No, that's H money. That's H money when we on like that.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
oh no, man, we ate on Black History Month, man. We ate
Cal
on
ain't gonna fall asleep. Hey, Cal ain't gonna fall asleep on the babies that he's babysitting tonight.
But hey, respect to y'all, respect to everybody in the panel. I fucked with y'all opinion. And TBS, thank you for having me, man. Hey, this shit is in order. Ain't nobody arguing. Last time I came on here, I got disrespected by a homie. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the type of nigga you die for disrespect down here. But you know, shout out to my nigga H Money if he listening, man. You know what I mean? We gotta have a conversation behind closed doors. But all right, y'all, I'ma holler at y'all, man.
all right, for
Have
sure.
a good
All right,
night, my
bro.
man.
Have a good night, bro.
All right, so listen, this is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna end the show, but I'm gonna keep the show going. If y'all want to stay on and chop it up and go back and forth, what y'all do, y'all can do that. I'm not gonna rob. Great conversation.
Yeah. Hey, you know I want to stay on. You know I'm driving all night. Plus it's raining.
For sure.
Hey, I got a question. Is this fight even real? Is it signed? Or is this just another hypothetical?
What they in between negotiations right now, so it's looking like it's going.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Yeah, man, I believe it when I see it. It's on the same shelf where that Anthony Joshua Fury fight is where it's at.
Mm.
I want to get y'all take on this. I wanted to get Hustle Humble before he left, but damn it, he had to go. But I want to get y'all take on this right here, and y'all tell me how excited y'all are for this, and then we'll close everything else out. All right. How excited are y'all for this? And folks in the chat, y'all let me know how excited y'all are for this right here. So we'll start with Pugilist, Centos, Trey, and then DJ. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this this game. This is the new ESBC boxing game. It's a boxing game that coming out with I think later on this year or early next year. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this game.
What is it going to be on? What is it? PlayStation, Xbox? What is it?
Yep, it's gonna be on all
Both of them? All platforms? All right, it's probably good. You know, I haven't seen a good boxing game in years come out. I don't know too much about it though. But I expect that. I will hope that it would be good. But I can't really speak on. I got to look into it some more. I asked my son about it. He probably know more because he's heavy with the game stuff.
Okay, Centos.
Yeah. I don't. You know, I hadn't really been in the games in a long time, but I'm not against it, especially when it's boxing. But what I am hoping that what comes out of this game, if it's been put together with the correct concept, hopefully they got like a tournament type of setup for the fighters, and hopefully the boxing industry takes heed, and maybe we can get some changes in boxing so we can get fights a little bit easier, made a little bit easier for the future. But I just don't. It's premature for me to speak on it now because I don't know enough about it, and I just hope it's gonna be something that's good for everybody. But yeah, I haven't played a game in forever, man. I'm just trying to figure out how to get some money, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So. Okay, Trey. Listen, man. We put Centos cards tonight. Now, I should have sent y'all I got Centos. One of these good, bro, I'm gonna send you my login information, man, so you can kind of add people on and
yeah, I was just about to ask you about that. Yeah, how's somebody gonna get in? Yeah, I tell you what, man. I'm gonna put my number in the chat, and cause I don't care who have my number, you know what I'm saying. And maybe you can hit me up behind the scenes, and I can get all that from, or you can text it to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That information.
Yeah, we so get that done. Yeah, I want to. Whenever I'm getting ready to close the show out, I'm gonna do the after show on the same. So I'm gonna let your thing, and whoever want to stay up with you, they can stay up and they can talk that boxing talk. So that's what I want to do. Okay.
Let me text you my number right now. I mean, I'm gonna put my number in there right now. Oh, wait a minute, I don't know how. You can see the chat behind the thing, right?
Yeah, send it to the private chat so everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see how to do it. Okay, here we go.
All right, man. We coming to a close on the first show, but the after show, we will.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I'm gonna screenshot it right now.
Okay.
Screenshot that bad boy.
Man, y'all excuse me for this background noise you probably hear. I've been in and out of my truck making my little delivery.
All right. So with that being said, man, we're gonna still make it work. We're gonna let Trey boxing pugilist, and we're gonna let Santos do their thing. Right now, of course, I want to get y'all last words on this, and then y'all can go do y'all thing. So we'll start with pugilist, and then we'll go Trey, and then Santos.
All right, brothers. Yeah, another good show, man. As always, you know, I'm glad for the platform. And, you know, I just hope the fight can come to fruition, man. You know, this Crawford and Pacquiao fight. And you know, we just wish for the best, man, when it comes to that. You know, I got too much more to say. I'm gonna probably hang around I could hang around for a little while longer before I gotta go back in here and finish up this work.
Okay, for sure.
All right.
Trey.
Yeah, man. Who's flushing the toilet?
Wet.
Somebody back there flushing the toilet and shit. Mute your mic, cuz. Mute your mic. Oh, man, I ain't.
Hold on, my bad. Hold on, it's in my pocket.
Taking a dump. He threw me off with that, man. I ain't got much. It was nice talking to y'all. Shit, I'll stay on.
Yeah.
I'm about to finish cooking and get ready for bed.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, man, we're gonna be on for a long time. If they on for a long time, we on for a long time. So basically, what I'm gonna do, Hustle Home, is I'm gonna just leave this same live stream going, but we're gonna just be able to just go off of this same one. But I want to end the show, you know what I'm saying, how we normally end the show. But I wanted to be able to keep it going. Yeah. So that's how we gonna do it, man. But yeah, man, another one like the other one. Same soup, reheated, man. I appreciate everybody coming through here, man, and messing with us on a late show. You already know, man. In the words of the great philosopher, Lil E, we gotta breathe air and live life. We gotta ball. It's always a treat when players meet. Thank y'all for breaking bread with me, man. We'll see y'all hasta mañana. And before I go, you know, I gotta drop that outro, man.
At the roots, he let the beats build, bitch, and we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock the shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it cheap. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all do y'all thing. We're gonna switch this banner. from final words to the after show. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let y'all go at it, have at it. It's probably gonna take me a little bit to go to sleep. So therefore y'all have some time. Y'all have some time to join the panel. But yeah, so I'm gonna give y'all a chance to do that, and I am out of here.
All right, Cal, man, appreciate it.
For sure.
All right, bro. Later.
Look, so whoever want to join in now, so that way I can get y'all in, and y'all can just chop it up for the rest of the night. Because I might be going to sleep in a little bit because I gotta be up at 4 a.m. So I want to get y'all in here.
Come on in, folks. Come on in. Let's get this party started. Let's rock out to some boxing talk.
I'm still on here, man, but I'm doing something. So you spark something. I'm listening. I'll join in a second.
Yeah, we have to. It's after the party is the. Now after the show is the after party. Well, we have the after show, right?
Word, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, what any fights in particular you fellas want to talk about? So we want to keep chopping up about the Pacquiao Manny thing. I mean the Crawford Manny.
Yeah, either or, it doesn't make me any difference. I got a little bit of time. I got about another good 10, maybe 15 minutes before I got to get back in here.
I just want to talk boxing. Excuse me, my bad. I be yarning and everything. I don't care if we talk about women's boxing. I just want to talk boxing or amateur boxing, whatever.
I just hope if the fight gonna happen, it's gonna happen though. You know,
right.
Like
well,
I said,
we've been teased enough.
Yeah, just for like I said, and you know, for Crawford, that'll be a good fight for him to win if he can get that victory. You know, for his legacy, like that's just the history of boxing. You know, great fighters fight younger great fighters, fight older great fighters, and you know, that's how you get on the level. So, and that's why I said I think if he can win the fight, it's going to definitely change some things. Because then he'll feel. I'm pretty sure he's going to feel like him and his team going to feel like, especially when they're starting to have other negotiations with, like, say, someone like Errol Spence, they'll be able to say, well, we got Manny Pacquiao on our resume.
Right.
Who do you got? Who do you got to equal? Like, you understand?
It definitely tilts the scale more than it did before.
Yeah, absolutely. It would definitely help.
And that's what I'm hoping that this you know, kind of put a little shushing on a lot of rhetoric, talk about percentages, who's getting the biggest purse, who's getting the smaller. I don't like all that talk because we can't spend none of that money. And if the fans don't talk about it, the fighters don't have too much to go by, but whatever they know on the inside of the industry. But you know, anytime they got their intel that we don't know about, and then they're hearing what the fans are saying, and some fighters are gonna ride with it, and they're gonna use that as like a negotiating tool, you know. And that's the part I think the biggest disservice that came was not getting this fight a little sooner. Or already, you know, have got this fight worked out between him and Earl. It's the fact that the rhetoric on as soon as Bud and Errol start cooking the fight up, after that was around the time Deontay Wilder was trying to get that Joshua fight. He had a lot of back and forth going with the Joshua team, and that didn't happen. Next thing you know, we as fans start talking about percentages of what Earl should get versus Crawford and all that, you know, because lack of ticket sales on Crawford's end and lack of personality on Crawford's end. Well, that's for them to worry about. We don't need to be worried about that. When it comes down to football players, basketball players, baseball players, even though it's team sport, tennis players is an individual sport, golfers, we don't have a say in what they get paid. So we need to stay out of that kind of conversation, and we may just get a little bit more fights than what we are getting right now. I think that's been the big disservice that we've caused ourselves is discussing the purses. And it is taken its wrong legs. And I mean, the internet has exploded. It's not only being talked about over here in the U.S., it's talked about in the UK and other, probably Australia and other countries. You know what I'm saying? So we just need to stay off of that, man. And then maybe we get the price a little bit easier that we want. Because, I mean, this is probably the most difficult I've seen fights to be made on a consistent basis. And I've been watching fights since I was like 4 years old, man. And I'll be 54 this year. So I'm like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I hear whoever that was. Yeah, I can hear whoever that said something. I can hear you.
This hustle's home. I'm trying to see if there's hella noise in the background because I'm in my job. I'm in the building now, and I want to.
That's some air noise in the background from somebody.
It's me. That's me. If it's too distracting, I'll just stay muted.
Hey, hustle home.
I'm
It don't even matter about the background noise. Just go ahead.
Yeah, I ain't want to disrupt the chat though. You know what I'm saying? So, but hell yeah, man, I agree, man. Hey, you said something about that first split shit that I've always agreed with, bro. I've never understood why a fan will argue about a first split with another fan. That shit is kind of weird.
And what makes so bad, the money the fan is arguing about is part of the money that the fan got to pay out. You know what I'm saying? So why in the heck you gonna boost up the market value on these guys? Let them boost their own market value. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, the more you boost them up, the more we got to pay to see them fight. So it just, I never understood that for people. But at the same time, sometimes people don't think beyond the surface. You got to think about, how's it going to affect you directly as a fan.
I think the pandemic popping up.
Gave us more time.
Yeah. I think it magnified the percentage talk. How about y'all?
Say that the pandemic did what now?
You know how it's last year when the pandemic totally shut boxing down and all that, and we didn't have much to talk about. And I think that gave more legs to the split talk than anything else because we didn't really have the sport. So we was kind of bored and it was arguing back and forth about splits and stuff that was irrelevant considering the fact that we didn't have the actual boxing going on, so there wasn't nothing else to talk about. That's why I feel that percentage shit came up because the percentage shit really before Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder saga, nobody that introduced the percentage splits, in my opinion, to the conversation of the fandom. And I think that the fact that now we didn't have the fight, now that's all we got to talk about. But before Deontay Wilder and Joshua saga, you really didn't hear much about percentages before that. You know what I'm saying?
Not from fans, you didn't.
Yeah,
you're right. And I agree with you. The COVID did, the quarantine and everything did put us in a situation where the internet peaked in numbers that it never has before because of COVID in every aspect. And a lot of people had more time when they were quarantined inside their homes. And so, I mean, I was on show after show because even though I'm a non-essential, essential, whatever they is, I'm one of these kind of person that do a job that you have to be out here doing it. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the pandemic is. But I even got shut down a few days a week, so I had so much more time at home. I was catching all the shows, and that stuff, man. People was looking for something to talk about, and but yeah, I do believe that once that Wilder and Joshua fight shut down, and Wilder moved on to Tyson Fury, I think that's when they said the next biggest fight, Crawford and Earl and all the talk about percentage started jumping out because when Crawford first mentioned that he wanted to fight Earl, I don't recall him right off the cuff saying anything about percentages. And then a few weeks into people getting in a rage about them two fighting each other, then the percentages start coming out. Yeah, I think Earl should get 60-40. This was the first time I ever heard it was from a YouTube show with fans. I never heard Earl say it in the beginning, but then Earl grabs to it and start using it. The next thing you know, we got a situation where we're not gonna see these guys fight. And I mean, the thing about we've been talking about it for almost 2 years now.
That's
At
why
least
I don't
2
talk
years.
about it. Like I was making YouTube videos, man. I had to stop, man, because I don't want to talk about tweets and the two niggas arguing on the internet. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I heard you mention something about the barbershop earlier tonight, man, and I was like, yeah, that's good, man, because if the platforms stop speaking negative or about the fighters or about the purses, we'll probably see more fights, in my opinion, because I look at it like this here. See, Bud was already the type of guy that didn't talk a lot. Bud just ain't with all. Bud is Bud. He ain't trying to be all in the limelight and mingle with too many people and all that type. That's just who he is. And then we as fans started condemning him for that. And then next thing you know, he started spitting what was on his mind and how he felt about fans, what they thought. You know what I'm saying? Just like recently, he said he ain't caring about what the fans thought. Well, a lot of people have taken offense to that, but put your shoe on the other foot. If I'm the dude that's getting all the flack from the fans, the majority of the fans, and I'm hearing a lot of negative talk about myself, I'm gonna feel the same way. I'm gonna feel some type of way. So I'm not mad at what Bud said. I know he as a competitor, he truly wants to fight, but at the same time, as a man, he's and a man of his type of his character, he's like, man, screw that bull crap. I ain't got to have that, because he been saying for a while, and I was saying it before he was saying it. But I wasn't saying it on any platforms. Though.
Hey,
But he been
to the
for a
brother with
while.
all the background noise, mute when you're not talking so we can hear him talk. It sounds better, yeah. When you're ready to talk, just unmute. You feel me? So that way we ain't got to listen to the background noise the whole time. You feel me?
Yeah, I was so in tune to listen to what he was saying. I forgot I won't mute it. I was like in the zone.
Yeah, I can't hear shit. That shit is. I got earphones in too. That shit tearing my ears up.
So I forgot the last thing I said, man. I wasn't saying it on any platform because I wasn't calling in and I wasn't streaming in or anything like that until recently. But I've been listening for, on these platforms for about 4+ years, And man, I was already saying to my peers here at home, Bud, I was telling my homies, I said, I wish they quit talking like that, man, about money and who's got the best resume, all that kind of stuff. We know what it is. It's just that, one guy's always been in one weight division. The other one's come up, to his third weight division. And the thing is, they're both champions. They both need to fight. They're considered the best of the best. They need to fight. Because when Bud first came up, he was asking for the Thurman fight. Then when Thurman did his little deal, he wasn't trying to fight nobody and things of that nature. And Earl won his belt. Bud changed his direction to Earl. But he wasn't talking about percentages or anything like that. So at that time, I'm thinking, this is cool. At that time, it seemed like they were going to fight, with no problem. Then when all the rhetoric came out about the percentages, man, I said, this ain't good. Now you got a guy who's feeling slighted. He's feeling like people discount his accomplishments and all this type of thing. And I understand what the fans were saying. I understand what the fighters were saying. I understand both sides of it. There's a point on either side. But at the same time, there was a time when you looked at the body of work of a fighter or any other individual in any other industry, sport, or what have you. You look at the body of work and you give them the consideration that's due to them. And that wasn't happening for Bud. And I'm not trying to. I like Bud. I like Crawford too. But I like Bud and I like Earl as well. But honestly, I was a Bud fan. I've been watching him longer than I have Earl because he started his professional career before Earl. And so I think they're both great fighters. I think it's a 50-50 fight. Initially I was leaning toward Bud to win that fight with no problem. But at the same time, Earl has shown me that he's a formidable opponent. He's beat some great guys, and he's won in great fashion. So I feel like the fight is 50-50, and it's a must-see fight. But the rhetoric, the direction everything went from fans' perspective, and Earl, he's always said, I see everything on the internet. I check it all out. I watch everything. I listen to everything. So these guys are not missing anything. Bud, he may not do too many interviews with certain personnel, but he's watching everything on the YouTube too. Whatever he's not seeing, his folks are seeing, and they're letting him know about it. So these guys, one guy say something, the other one gets, it gets in his feelings a certain way, and depending on how deep it go, it's a problem. And I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna stop hogging it, but let me finish saying it so I don't lose my thought, because I'm a little older and I don't retain information as well as you guys probably do. But anyway,
Shit, now you ain't the only one. Shit, I'm older than you. I'm 55.
Oh, okay. Well, you understand. All right, what's up, bro? So check this out. All right, see what I'm saying? So I talked about the percentages.
Yeah, the percentage. You was talking about the percentages of the fight.
And then
And
I was
Bud
getting ready to
saying,
share.
Bud saying something.
Yeah, but oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna just say what came to my mind just now. I don't know if it's the same thing now, but I remember when oh, okay, now I remember. Sorry about that, folks. But anyway, remember when after right before, let's see, either right before or right after the accident, of course, Bud after the accident, he sent his well wishes to Earl, and he always said he didn't want to be the first one to fight Earl after his accident because he don't want people to say that he wasn't at full capacity, abilities and everything. And I respect that. And and I think him and Earl both had an understanding there. And plus Earl was already on schedule to fight Garcia. So he went ahead and resumed his schedule. Anyways, I remember Bud multiple times saying that the fight, him and Earl both saying the fight is going to happen, but they agreed that the fight needed to happen later. They both needed, work on some things on either end, and they'll fight a little bit later. They would marinate, let it build up a little bit. So it was cool. I thought maybe things would die down conversation-wise as far as fans at that point, but it got even more heated. And then one side started talking a little jazzy toward the other side and vice versa, and it just spewed up a whole lot of negative connotation that was unnecessary again. Now, what I believe, as far as Bud saying what he's been saying about he's past that, he ain't worried about that fight, I think two things. Now, first last night and before I was saying one thing, but I think it's two things now. I think the fact that he knew he was getting close to this Pacquiao fight and it was about done. I think he knew he had that in his bag. And I think the other thing is, most of all, is the fact I have a very strong feeling that the conversations behind the scenes between the two teams has broken down. And broken down to the point that Bud was like, I don't need him. I'm going to do my thing. He do his thing. And I'm not going to worry about it because I'm not going to be somebody's little beat. I'm not going to be their little punk, little toy boy or something. I'm my own man. My career is already set in stone as far as Hall of Fame and all that. He's trying to work on his. I think that's the attitude he took behind it. I really don't think it has anything to do with the 70-30, 80-20 that Earl was talking about online. I think it was just, for social media to get fans hyped up and all that. I don't think it had anything to do with Bud. I think it's more comical than anything. But I think the conversations between both teams had broken down. And that's the only way I think that to me, that makes the only good reason why he was saying what he was saying. And I could be totally wrong, but that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I hear you. It is possible. At the end of the day, as a fighter, see, one thing you got to realize too, like on the fan side, You know, we want what we want as fans. But if from the fighters, they don't think of it like that. Because I was a fighter, so I didn't care what y'all thought when I was fighting like that. 'Cause I got to live with this. I got to live with that shit in my real life. You know, I got to fight. I got I got a family to feed and shit like that. I don't care what y'all think about that shit. You know, I'm doing what's best for my career, and that's all that's really going to matter to them on their side as a fighter. A real fighter. When you're a fighter, you care about two things: your money when you make it pro, and if you get good enough to have some real success, you care about the respect that you're going to get. That's all you're going to really care about. You know what I'm saying? You don't really care like do you get the respect that you feel you deserve? And that's partially what you're seeing with Terrence Crawford. See, Terrence Crawford is the one who the media been pushing as one of the top pound for pound fighters for the past couple of years now. So when he hear people saying like, "Oh, you ain't do enough to deserve to get what Errol Spence is getting," he taking that shit away. You know, he taking that shit away because he's like, "Y'all denying my accomplishments. I done moved up a couple of different weight divisions, and you know, I haven't lost yet. I done moved up a couple of different weight divisions, which ain't easy to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like if people, I guess a person who ain't never really boxed, you understand that shit is hard to do to move up in weight classes, to beat a bunch of guys in different weight classes and maintain your O. That shit is very hard to do. So he feel a way about that shit as a fighter. You understand what I'm saying? Now fans, you don't care about that shit because you just want to see the fight. But he not viewing it from that perspective. He's viewing it as he's actually the athlete that's competing in the sport. So that's not his store perspective. That's why. And when you good like that, you're gonna develop a little bit of an ego. You're gonna develop that shit. You're gonna feel away, you know, at the end of the day. So that's partially what you're saying too from him. Because that's where you're saying it's coming from, mostly him. It's not really coming from, he's the one that's really saying that primarily, like, oh, I won't take this fight because of that. Because you gotta remember, like I said, he is the one, the general consensus, whether us as the boxing fans may not agree with it, got him as the number one pound for pound fighter. Now we may say Errol got the better resume at welterweight, but he looking at it as, man, shit, I done came up from this weight, and this weight, and I ain't lost yet. Y'all bugging. That shit y'all talking, you know? So that's why he fell in the way. That's why you saying it's mostly him. That's why it was him first who said that shit. I won't take the fight. I don't need that shit. You understand? My resume is legit. That's how he feeling like. Because because honestly speaking, if he was to retire right now, that nigga will go to the Boxing Hall of Fame. Right now. Because of his accomplishments. Even though some people may feel like boxing is watered down in terms of the accomplishments from what it used to be years ago. What he's done right now would be good enough to get him in. So he's not going to view it from that perspective. So when the fans start barking about the percentages, once they get put out there and this and that, and he hearing the majority of the people saying, yeah, he don't deserve this and that. You're right. He is going to feel a way about that shit. That's why he the main one that's saying, I don't need to fight. You don't really hear Errol Spence saying that shit. It's mostly him that's saying it from that perspective because of the perspective that he's viewing it from. So like when I look at it twofold. You know, I look at it twofold as somebody who actually was a fighter, and then I'm looking at it as somebody who's a fan of the sport too. So I understand on both sides. Yeah, we want to see the fight. I would love to see the fight, but in the same token, I can't be like, I could never say to another fighter, "Oh, fuck that. We don't care about that," because I do too. You know, having actually been a fighter, I know you're not thinking about it from the perspective, and that's. I was just explaining this shit to my son the other day. I said, perspective. You always have to look at a perspective. I said, because two people can look at the same thing and have a different perspective on it. But y'all literally looking at the same thing. And this is what we have to consider with all of this. Yeah, we want the fights and this and that and so on and so forth, but they don't think like that. That's why you have had great fights that haven't happened over the years in the sport of boxing. We've missed great fights like Sugar Ray Leonard and Aaron Pryor. It's always some other perspectives going on between them actual contestants that we don't factor in, as a fan. Because as a fan, you just want to see blood and guts. Get your ass in there and fight. But they got other things that they want, that they concerned about as well, that you have to take into consideration, at the end of the day. Now it would be a little bit different for Crawford if he hadn't had the achievements that he has achieved and accomplished, and he was trying to really make his name, then you would be more inclined. That's why Floyd did what he did against Oscar. See, Floyd was trying to make his shit. So Floyd was willing to take that big ass chunk of loss in his money at the time because he was absolutely betting on himself. And at that point, Oscar De La Hoya was still a big ass name in the sport, and he was still a big money generator. Floyd was looked at a lot by the actual people in the sport as probably being the top guy, but the general consensus for the casual fan wasn't Floyd named yet to after he won that fight. So Terrence Crawford already in that position that Floyd got into after he beat Oscar. The general consensus, whether the boxing fans agree with it or not, the media and the outlets and the networks and the powers that be is pushing him as the number one pound for pound fighter. So this is why he's feeling that way. And that's why I feel like that's why he's making that statement like, well shit, I don't need to fight if it come down to it. Everybody's saying I'm the best, and if y'all not gonna respect me, if y'all fans ain't gonna give me the respect I'm doing, and say this fight should be at the least a 50-50, fuck the fight. I don't need this shit. But that's the perspective that I think people gotta really look at it from outside of, and you'll get a better understanding as to why this shit is going down the way it's going down.
Trey, you got
Oh
something
yeah,
on that?
yeah. Go ahead.
Oh shit, I'm doing homework listening to y'all.
Okay. Hey man, hey pugilist, I didn't know you was a boxer, bro. That's salute to you, man.
Right.
I tried to do the little amateur thing, and I
Mm-hmm.
understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand all that. But then again, you got to think about it, man. We can only view it as a customer. You can't go to a car dealer and hear a damn nigga selling you the car saying, "I don't give a fuck about what this goddamn customer saying." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna shop there no more. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I mean, I understand from both perspectives, but you gotta, and then you can't say he doing it for legacy, so he fighting Manny Pacquiao, and not say that Earl Spence ain't a legacy fight. If he fight Earl Spence for undisputed, do you realize that this nigga will be two-time undisputed, and he'd be undisputed with the welterweight class that's in a quote-unquote golden age? So which legacy would be better? Him beating an old Manny Pacquiao with no belt, or him getting undisputed in two weight classes during a quote-unquote golden era of welterweight division?
Nah, it's both. It's either or because,
Now,
like I
which one is
said, at the end,
in your opinion? Which one is
nah,
bigger in your opinion?
well, you can say the Errol Spence, but look, bottom line is, if you walk out in the street, more people know who Manny Pacquiao is than who know Errol Spence is.
Those are facts.
Manny Pacquiao. Let's get this straight. Let's get this shit absolutely 100,000% straight. Manny Pacquiao is a boxing legend.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? He's a legend.
Yes. Can
So,
people identify who Jeff Horn is? Can people identify who
yeah.
that is? People can walk around the street and identify who Jeff Horn is.
Nah. But what I'm saying
Manny
is,
Pacquiao, why he didn't inherit that legacy?
yeah. But what I'm saying, like, but what I'm saying is that, for really, in my opinion, he didn't win the fucking fight. To keep it 100 with you,
Well,
that
I
was
mean,
some other
but
shit.
statistically,
And
he
that's
took
the
his
reason
belt
why. And that's the
and he
reason
raised
why.
his name.
And that's exactly the reason why Manny Pacquiao ended up bolting from Bob Arum matches. He felt there was some bullshit going on. So, but that's a whole other topic. But my point is, at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao legend, and that fight is a legacy fight because you heard Errol Spence ask for that fight too.
Yeah,
Ain't
because he
that
had a
Terrence
belt.
Crawford?
It was a WBA champion.
Yeah, but still, he
It
asked for
ain't
that fight
still. It's
too.
different though. It's different.
No,
He asked for
no,
that fight as the WBA champion. He wanted to unify. He kept saying Manny Pacquiao's name because Manny Pacquiao was a champion. The same reason why he
yeah,
said Sean Porter name. The same reason why he was saying Keith Thurman name. And then when Keith Thurman lost his belt, he said fuck Keith Thurman.
yeah,
Like that.
but also, his name carried clout. You
Man,
can't
his name.
minimize that shit.
No, you
His
can't.
name carried
You
clout.
can't.
That
But
man's a boxing Hall of Famer. Like that motherfucker's an 8 division champion. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so there's certain things that's attached to that.
so what if Oscar De
There's
La
certain things
Hoya?
attached to that. Now, if he could do that, he'll now if he can get the fights with Errol Spence, it'll create a legacy. But that's
Yeah, what
automatic, about 100% legacy if he fight Pacquiao and beat him. You know what I'm saying? It's
so
already set.
if Oscar De La Hoya come back, let's say he gets 2 tune-up fights, beat 2 bums, and then fight
hmm
Charlo, and Charlo beat the fuck out of him and knock him
hmm
out, is Charlo gonna inherit that legacy?
Who? De La
Charlo.
Hoya. Not
Yeah.
now because Oscar been retired for too long. But had he still been active, had he still been more active, although Pacquiao ain't
So
fought
age
in a long
does
time,
play a part. Age
he's
does play a
still
part.
fighting, huh?
So age does play a part.
So he's still active. Like Pacquiao hasn't retired.
He
He
ain't
hasn't
fought in 2
retired
years.
yet.
He not active. He not active.
Yeah,
He ain't fought in
no,
2 years.
but he hasn't retired. He's still considered an active fighter. It's not
But
like he retired and he's coming out of retirement. That's a
he's
different story.
he's active on the roster, but he's a
But that's my
40-year-old
point.
man that's been sitting on the couch for 2
Look,
years,
I'm
bro.
out, I'm gonna give you an example of this. Like we had this discussion some while back at the gym.
Yeah.
We talking about like I was talking about like old school boxing. Like we got a lot of people like when you talk about somebody like Rocky Marciano, a lot of people like were down Rocky Marciano because he fought like Joe Louis, Ezra Charles, Jerry Joe Walker when they was old. But what people not realizing those now at the time, Jersey Joe and Ezra Charles had not retired yet in their career. They were still active that whole time. And Joe Louis had retired but came back. And Joe Louis had won about 10 goddamn fights before he had won 10 fights before he fought him. Nobody else could beat him. None of them younger contenders that Joe Louis was fighting in the top 10 was able to beat him. Only Marciano was able to beat him. So that's why when you're looking at a guy that's active, whether they older or not, that can still fight. Like and Pacquiao just proved that shit in his last fight.
All right, so
Because not too long ago before that, Keith Thurman was looked at as the top young welterweight prior to that shit. Not very much longer prior to that shit.
2 years
But he
prior to
beat
that,
him.
bro. 2
But
years
he
prior.
still but my point is that so-called old man still beat that young man.
But brother, listen to this though. You just told. Hold on. Before let's not
Mm-hmm.
like go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not go. Jump subject. I want to talk about your Joe Louis example. You know what I'm saying? All
Mm-hmm.
right. So what's Rocky Marciano's legacy though? Is he the man to beat Joe Louis, or is he the man to beat old ass Joe Louis? What's his legacy in 2021?
That his legacy is that he was fucking 49-0. And that
And
he
he beat
also
the
beat
old ass Joe Louis, right?
and that he beat Joe Louis,
He
Ezra
beat
Charles,
old Joe Louis, bro. I
Joe
gotta come
Louis.
right now.
No, Joe
We
Louis.
both as
No.
boxing
But you
fans.
can't.
All right.
But what does that say? But the point I'm making is the fact of, like I said, when Joe Louis came back,
Yeah.
after he lost the fight to Ezra Charles because he took the first fight back
I was about to
against
say,
Ezra
because he
Charles.
lost his first fight
He
back.
took the first fight back to Ezra Charles,
Yeah.
but then he went on over 10 fight winning streak after that shit.
And
You
it was
understand what
all
I'm saying?
bums. He fought 10
No,
bums.
they was the contenders. They was the contenders of that era.
My nigga.
And they
Answer
was the
this
contenders of
question with a
they was the
true
contenders of
answer
that
this
era.
question truthfully. Is he known
So
as the guy who beat Joe Louis, or is he the guy that beat old ass Joe Louis?
he's known as a guy who beat Joe Louis, whether he was
What
old or
you know,
not.
man? I
Period.
know that. I'm
Whether
saying,
he
what
was
is
old
he
or not.
known for? What is he
Mhm.
known for? You're stating a fact and trying to
We
make your point.
look.
I'm saying, what is he
No. We say that
known
shit
for?
because we say that shit in
You're
the
a
black
boxing
community
fan.
because we say that shit in the black community because we black. That's why
Yeah,
we
we
say that shit.
saying though.
Cause
But
we
we
saying that
saying
shit
though.
because he beat the old ass Joe Louis. Cause we just want to say the fact that a white motherfucker beat one of our greats. That's what
Hey,
that shit is.
but
That's
the
what that
fans
shit
are
is.
saying it though.
That's but
Despite
that's
them
what that
saying
shit
it,
is. Cause white people don't think of that shit like that.
because they
They
haven't
don't.
had no champion since then. When was the great
But
white
my,
hope, nigga?
but my point is,
You gotta
you have
worship
to
your niggas when you ain't
no,
got none.
but that's my point. You have to factor that shit in. We're saying that shit because Joe Louis one of our heroes. But white
But we
people, he one of
still
their heroes.
losing though.
And they go
But we
right back to what I just said.
but we
Perspective. It's a
but we
perspective of
still
what you're viewing it from.
but are we
You
still
understand
not
what I'm
saying it
saying?
though? Is that
It's a
still not a
perspective.
fucking
Like I have
yeah,
a,
I
yeah, I have a
understand.
different perspective on this shit than just a regular fan
Yeah,
because
but
I was actually a fighter, so I have a different perspective. I
yes,
don't have
all
just a
I
regular
can tell
casual. I don't have a casual or even just a regular boxing fan
yeah,
perspective.
I can tell that I can tell you don't like what I'm saying, right?
Because
I can tell you don't like what I'm saying. But you cannot sit here and tell me what I'm saying is false. You can't say
no,
that
I
what I'm
can.
saying is false.
No,
Okay,
I'm
so
not
you
saying that. I'm saying that's your perspective. But
but
what I'm
here's
saying is that, yeah,
but
what I'm saying is,
it's gonna boil down to this it's gonna boil down to the same shit as blood.
hmm
We sitting here having this conversation about
hmm
this man beating an old ass fucking
all
Joe
right.
Louis.
So what happens? So what happens? Let me ask you this then. So what the fuck happens if he beat Bud?
And then Bud ain't who we thought he was.
You know?
Bud
Then what
is gonna
happens
lose
then?
the
You see?
situation.
You see? You understand? But you can't never. Then you're not gonna be able to nullify what that old ass man did.
And
That prove it to prove. No,
Bud,
no,
so
it don't mean that Bud. It don't mean that Bud ain't who he think it is. It mean that
hey,
you just don't like the fact that Bud got his ass kicked because that
if
great
Bud
old
gets his ass
fighter,
kicked,
he's still a great old. He is still a great. That
man,
great is in front of the old fighter.
I understand that. I understand that. But the
It's still
sympathy
like
is still gonna
that's
be
it.
Bud got his ass whooped by old
Because
ass Pacquiao.
if he actually pulled that shit off, if Pacquiao pulled that shit off and beat him, he done been unbeat.
Bud is gonna be
Yeah,
a
he done been
fucking
un- he
disgrace to
would
us.
have done beat. He would have done beat an undefeated Thurman and an undefeated Crawford, and all that shit gonna do is more solidify his greatness, which is
I don't
already
disagree with
proven.
that. I don't disagree
Which is
with that.
already proven.
But what does it do to Bud though? Doesn't that put Bud in the same category as Keith Thurman? He lost to an old ass Pacquiao. Right? Am I right or wrong?
It's how you look at it, bro.
Or do
That's
you
all.
look
Like
at
I
it
said,
as do you look at it?
no,
That Keith
because
Thurman
I look at Manny Pacquiao as
for
a
an old
great
ass man.
fucking fighter. I look
I
at him
never
as a great fighter.
I
I
see
look at
that.
him as a
I
great
agree.
fighter, point blank.
I agree. I
That's how I
agree.
look at him.
All
That's
right,
how I
so
look at
going
him.
into that
I look
fight,
at him as a great. I look at him as a great fucking fighter.
going into
Period.
that fight, what was your
Because
pick?
you remember,
Going into,
you remember
going
just
into that
before
fight,
he,
what was your pick?
you remember, you remember just before he, like when he after he came back and he fought. Now you remember a few years when he fought Lucas Matista. He fucked Lucas Matista up, and Lucas
Yeah,
Matista was supposed to be this fucking beast just a few
but
years ago. And Lucas
Lucas
Matista retired after that shit. He don't even
Matisse
fight no
was a
more.
fucking, he was a hype job. You can't
He
tell
don't
me
even
Matisse
fight
was
no
just a
more
hype
like that.
job.
But
All
this is
these
my
niggas,
point.
all these UK
No,
niggas are hype jobs. There is no
but this
such
is my
thing
point.
as a top UK fighter, bro.
Right.
There is no
But this
such
is what
thing.
I'm but what I'm saying is the truly
Like,
great fighters, the truly great fighters show you that shit. An
man,
average regular fighter don't show you that.
Manny Pacquiao is
Only
definitely
a
great.
great only a great fighter can show you that. A regular,
100%.
an average fighter won't show you that because the average fighter wouldn't have beat Lucas Matiste, but a
Man,
great fighter would.
and
You understand?
Look at Lucas Matisse record and tell me the niggas
Mhm.
that beat him, and you can't tell me he only lost to top niggas, bro. You can't say that.
Yeah, I never was all on him like that, but I'm saying the
I'm about to say,
reputation that he
nigga,
has.
we talking in
I'm
circles, my
saying the
nigga.
reputation. He
I'm
was,
busy.
but he could crack
I'm
though.
busy.
He definitely was a big puncher. Shit, that
Yeah,
was his best skill. That
yeah,
was
a
his
big
best skill.
right.
And shit.
See?
And like I said, when Pacquiao came back, even after having been off that long ass time, he handled him easily.
Yeah,
That's
because
some shit only a that's some shit that only a great fighter could do.
how many niggas was looking after trying to get
You
Lucas Matisse and he didn't take them fights, though?
know? Mhm.
Because they know the
But that's
matchups,
it. But
bro.
see, I'm not.
They're
Are you
boxing
going to a whole?
experts.
You going to a whole different direction? I'm not going there. I'm just
Well,
going about the actual fights that we saw. Cause you saw the
fact.
same fight. You saw the
Yeah.
same fight that I saw. We ain't got
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
That's like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
don't got to
yeah.
make that argument.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's
I
like
feel you.
arguing about the money. That's like arguing about the money shit.
Yeah. I just moved the
Yeah,
goalpost a little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
True.
That's just going basically going on the fight. And that's what I'm saying. When it boils down to it, at the end of the day, that's a legacy fight for Bud. And I'm not mad at that shit. That's it. Let them get that shit. Let them get that shit.
I
And
agree
if
that it's a legacy fight, but I don't agree
and,
that people saying he
and
should take that fight because that's the legacy fight. Arrow's a
it is.
legacy fight.
Nah,
Arrow's a
and also, and another thing too, I still feel, although, yeah, we want to fight now, but still, they as good a fighters as both of them are, that can be sold more. So they can get more money out of that shit for the both of them.
I hope
They
they
not
do
really,
get all the money they can. I hope they get all the money.
you
This is
understand?
what I hope. I hope
Boxing
they
is
blow.
based, boxing as a boxer, your as a boxer is based on your ability to make the money in your career is based on your notoriety.
Hey, what if they fronting though? What if Earl Spence? This is what I had a thought about. Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford have already discussed behind the scenes what's going on, and they know they're gonna get this fight. This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they just playing the crowd, keeping the division up. So we arguing back and forth all day, every day about this fight. We have been for 2 years, and I hope they just using this energy to get the fight the biggest. I hope that's what's going on. I think in my mind that's what's going on. I think because you know how Bud reacted, he kind of acts sensitive to shit people say. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I
Yeah.
think what Bob said about Bud on Barbershop Conversations that night got back to Bud, and Bud didn't want feeling that shit. And I think he holding out on Bob until on this contract re-signing, and he gonna take the Earl fight under the PBC. That's what I hope happening, bro. Because I know Bud knows that a 60-40 from an Earl Spence fight, he getting the most money he ever had in his whole life. So it ain't a money thing. You know what I'm saying? Bud happy with the three angle. I was about to say little 3 million. That's wild that I was
Hmm.
about to say that. But
Yeah.
he happy with the 3 million.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
happy with the $3 million. It's guaranteed he getting. And I would be happy too. I feel him.
Yeah.
You know
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But
'Cause
goddamn, as a fan, bro. But I feel
every
like
fight he makes.
if he fight Earl Spence, he ain't got to fight. He ain't got to fight nobody else though, because he gonna be
Yeah.
set.
Well, after every fight Terrence Crawford have, he making the most money he done made in his life every time
Fact,
at that
fact,
point.
fact,
So my point is that fight can be a true super fight. It could be a true super fight, but it got to be more. But those fights got to be better. They not boxing is not marketed the way that it once was. You understand? Like when I was a kid coming up, and like when Sugar Ray Leonard fought Thomas Hearns, that shit was on everybody's tongue in the street. Every motherfucker, even the winos in the street knew about that shit.
But that's because TV and shit was limited,
But
man.
that's what I'm saying. So if they got to take a different approach. So that fight could be bigger. They can get more money because the money is
I
larger
I
now.
think the fight. I think the fight
Because
was.
you need casual. See, you need the casual fans. It's not the boxing fans that make your fucking money. It's some casual motherfuckers who don't normally be into that shit. Because we gonna watch it regardless.
Hell yeah, I
But
have to miss some.
when you get those when you get those motherfuckers who just generally want to be a part of a big event, that's when you make that big bread. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? And you can make money like I remember when I was a kid, I was training at Gleason Gym in Manhattan, and I know my big bro Jerry Cooney. That's my dude. Now that motherfucker, I never forget. I never forget the day. It was the day he was in the gym after he fought Larry Holmes, and I never forget this nigga pulled out this fucking wallet. That shit still burns. That burns into my fucking head forever. That day, he put out this nice shiny ass leather wallet, and I saw all this goddamn money in that shit, and I'm like, this motherfucker got that fight and got equal fucking pay with Larry Holmes. Did not deserve that shit, but he got fucking parity because of his notoriety.
Yeah.
That's the only reason he got that. He got parity with the champion,
Yeah.
who
Hell
was
yeah.
the most accomplished, who was the most accomplished heavyweight in the world at the time,
We
and he
watched
got
Lil
parity,
Cheese do it twice. We
and
watched
he got,
Lil Cheese get that bread twice.
and I was like, God damn, like so that fight could be. They could do everything they can to make that fight even bigger, so you can
Yeah,
get the
but it wasn't
casual
really
fan
the fans
involved.
being exhausted of the back and forth, though, man. I just don't want that to happen, bro. As a fan of
That's
both of them, I don't want to
but
exhaust the fans.
that's the game now. Unfortunately that's just how boxing is right now.
Oh,
You
true,
know,
true.
that's what it is. Like, hey, it is what it is. Like, that's the game right now. You know,
All right.
social media exists, and I don't think it's going away no time soon.
Who is your favorite boxer right now? I mean, I don't like asking this question because it's a hard question, because it's a hard question to me. But like, if you studied the craft, you
Uh-huh.
participate in the profession,
Mm-hmm.
so you watch boxing probably
Mm-hmm.
more with a more sharp eye to me, because I know
Uh-huh.
I be looking at feet, you know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? I be looking at hips and all that. I be looking
Uh-huh.
at how a motherfucker, you know how when they teach you how to throw a hook, you throw it
Uh-huh.
with your shoulder square and all that. I pay attention
Mhm.
to all of that shit when I'm watching boxing and shit.
No doubt.
So, in your opinion, it don't matter who it is. Who is the absolute most talented boxer as far as like textbook technique, skill, stamina? You know what I'm saying? As far as like in the ring, who is your guy?
Talented or just the best overall? 'Cause that's two different
Overall,
questions. That's two different questions. Well, yeah, because you said something about
overall. Okay.
talent.
Oh, well, it's
Talent
true.
wise,
I think
yeah,
talent
some
comes next.
young, yeah, talent. But then overall, it's a lot. Honestly speaking, I can't just. It's a lot of real good, solid technical. So like they got Bud. Like a lot of people got Bud as number one. Like Bud is very technically sound, but I do see some things that he get away from time to time because of his fighting heart.
Yeah,
But
he a
technically,
dog. He a dog. He a pit bull,
yeah.
bro.
So,
He a pit
but
bull that can box.
technically, he's very sound. He can fight. He can fight from both sides. Ambidextrous. He can fight from both sides very well. He's very technically sound. Like I said, sometimes he come out of his technique in a fight. He could be pulled out. But in terms of overall skill set and who really stick to their technique, like right now, I can't really say it's 100% anybody that I feel like that about right now.
I think
That I,
Sean Porter. I think
you
Sean
know.
Porter is one of the most disciplined boxers now, as far as sticking
Hmm.
to a game plan. I think Sean Porter's hella disciplined. I think Earl
Oh
Spence
shit.
is hella disciplined as far as sticking to the game plan. I think but a lot of people game plan is based on around their skill. You know what I'm saying? So a
Hmm.
nigga with a limited skill, like a Danny Garcia. Hold on, let me go get my phone.
Yeah.
Like a Danny Garcia, there he hella disciplined too.
You breaking up, bro? Yeah, you breaking up bad. Hello? Hello? What happened? Oh, you went out. You down for the count. What happened? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Cause you went down. I was like, oh
Oh
shit.
yeah, I drove away from my phone and my Bluetooth is that. Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think the reason why Terrence Crawford is comfortable with losing his focus as far as the game plan is because he's so good on the inside, bro. He
Hmm.
he's so good, like as far as like, cause like when he get on the inside, he fight with a high guard. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And when he fight with this high guard, he also like he stays in the pocket, but he getting hit. But like I don't know, it's hard to explain. It ain't like on no Sean Porter level. His inside game ain't on no
Hmm.
Sean Porter level. I think Sean Porter has the best inside game in boxing. The Bud
Hmm. Yeah, you fading out again.
saying. DJ.
Hello?
Hey, who is your guy
Yeah.
though? Who is your guy? Oh, it's just me and you in here. Okay.
Just me and you. Yeah, just me and you. I got to get off. I'm about to get off. I got to go back in this job. I've been out here for August and shit. I got to get back to
I'm
work.
doing the same thing. You can hear it in the background. But hell yeah, man, nice chopping it up with you though, man.
Yeah, same
God
here,
dang,
man.
I
Same here. I love it.
like your
I love it,
perspective
man.
though, because you got that eye, bro, and I like that shit. I like the motherfucker to watch boxing
No,
for the
it's my
part.
passion.
You know what I'm saying?
It's my passion, man. It's my passion, man. Since I was 12 years old,
Yeah.
you know, when I started that shit, you know, I got my gym up, I got my thing up here I'm doing now. I got my little program going on up here. But my best success. That's why I say best pugilist. That's my my club is Best Success Boxing. And
What
that little
state you in?
I'm in New York.
You got like a donation drive so I can send some bread to you?
We got New York, and we got I got the Thai Initiative. My program is the lead program in that. That's a bigger program that I'm a part of. I'll get that information to you for that. I can get a donation for that. You know,
Hey,
for
subscribe to my
the
channel,
program.
man, and subscribe to my channel. And on my
What's
last
your
video,
channel?
put that information. This Hustle Song. Put that
Okay.
information in one of the comments of my video because I want to send you some money because I respect a man that's making a difference, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to be a part of your success.
Well, I appreciate it,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. We gotta be that. I appreciate it, man, because that's how we gotta be towards each other, man. Like, if we can't rely on each other. If we can't rely on each other, we can't expect the other man to do nothing for us because they ain't never had.
Most definitely,
They never
bro.
had. So
You're
if
doing
we
a
really at this stage of the game, if we can't rely on each other, like what is it going to take? Like I should really be able to turn to my own.
True.
And y'all should be able to turn to me.
Yeah.
You understand? Like it's at the bottom, that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. So I love it, man, with the boxing thing. Like I said, I first started really getting on heavy with my man Dante. You know my man Dante from Dante's Boxing Nation.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, that's what I started with on his getting on his show and shit.
He the first boxing channel I ever followed.
Yeah, and then
Dante's Boxing Nation and the Cali Enigma are my first boxing.
So when I just started, so every time I see it, I got my channel. I got to get it up. I'm doing some things, and I'm gonna look to really develop that channel. Yeah, I heard you say you did the amateur. Yeah, I heard you say you did the amateur thing, which is great.
When my ass got caught up in football, I thought I was gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? I had scholarships and shit, so I started boxing.
Shit, that's good. I understand. If you had a scholarship, you had the right to think you was gonna make it.
Yeah, but I hate football now, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, my son was playing. My son, I had him boxing when he was little, but then he started playing football. Cause after I got a divorce from my wife, that's to interfere with our relationship for a little while, me and my son. In terms of not that because I still was seeing him on the regular and everything, but to be in a position to train him and the things I was doing. So he got back into the boxing heavy recently. So we about to make a move with this shit.
Look, my son went for a pick. He went for an interception and got down the ground and got knocked out, bro. That's the most horrible shit I've ever seen before in my life, bro. Like I was scared as hell, bro. I'm trying to get him out of that football shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I loved it when I played.
Yeah. They loved it. I loved it too. My father played football, and he played football. That was his thing in high school and college. He from Alabama. So like when my pop came up, he was actually one of the first black recruits that they was even ever considering to even recruit at racist ass Alabama back in the days and shit. He was one of the very first ones and shit. So he was always in my family. Yeah, my family, my father was always athletic. He always pushed that shit on us every year. My father was getting boxing gloves, baseball bats, softballs, footballs, like for all the boys, for me and my brothers. So we was bound to do something,
Yeah.
And it just so happened. And it so happened. Like I love football. I used to love football. Football is like one of my favorite sports, but I just took to the boxing. And I stuck with it.
Yeah. I fuck with that though. I love boxing though. I love boxing.
Yeah.
That shit is just horrible. It's just hard to be a boxing fan now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I respect Clarissa Shields and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why she's my favorite boxer right now. Clarissa Shields. She got all the
Mm-hmm.
smoke, bro. Like she got all the smoke. I like
She's an
motherfuckers.
accomplishment, man.
Huh?
Yeah, she got a lot of accomplishments for what
Yeah.
she's accomplished.
She's a damn.
Talented
I don't,
fighter, man.
I don't think no woman. You know what? She's the first technical female boxer in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Like when I was coming up here in New York, it was this older sister. She was a fighter. Her name was Jackie Tawanda. They used to call her the Lady Ali. She used to train at the gym I used to train at. Like, she was like a trailblazer for that shit, like years ago, like in the '60s and '70s and '80s and shit. So
Yeah.
to see where this sport has gotten for the ladies is a big thing, but they still got a ways to go. You know, you still got a ways to go to get the notoriety that they deserve for what they're accomplishing. And sport is growing, but they still need that big push. You know,
Yeah. Males, the
I
men
really
got
think I really think she should have got with one of the bigger promoters, really, to really highlight her, just like how Don King did with Christy Martin by putting her on some of them shows with the male fighters on those big shows he was doing. It brought her more notoriety. And as a
you
fighter, that's what you got to do. You got to be
you know who doing
known
that
by the
though?
public, huh?
You know, Eddie Hearn's doing that. Nobody's talking about that.
Yeah,
Eddie
yeah,
Hearn.
yeah. He doing that with Katie Taylor, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Eddie
yeah, yeah,
Hearn,
yeah.
bro.
That's the way to do it. That's the
Most
way you have
definitely.
to do it right now.
Most definitely.
Unless you got name recognition, like Layla Ali had name recognition right out the gate. So it was different for her. But she had name recognition straight out the gate. But
Yeah.
somebody like Carissa, what she had to did was been affiliated with one of the bigger promoters. I even wish Don King was more active. Somebody like that could have kept her on shows, but Don King don't have control of the sport the way he did back in the day. 'Cause he controlled them heavyweights and shit.
Motherfuckers spit
And
on his name. They
yeah,
sacrificed Don King for Bob Arrow.
yeah. Well, what happened was, but Don King he felt Vic because once those guys like Mike Tyson, Evander, and all these other guys got old and started going to the wayside, he tried to get the Klitschko's. He almost had him. He almost had him. Then at the last moment, they faked the move on him, and he ended up not getting them. And his staple was the heavyweight division.
Yeah, yeah,
Don
yeah,
King, his staple was the heavyweight division. Although he
yeah.
had other great fighters on a lower level, that was his staple. And when he lost that, that's when he fell off.
Man, in your
You
opinion,
know.
had what if I feel like if he wouldn't have did that, made that move to try to get Klitschko brothers, and he would have focused his attention on the American heavyweight. Do you think that he would have the heavyweight division would look better now had he not, you know what I'm saying, try to jump ship? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he didn't really. But he was going. He was going. Those dudes was hot at the time, and you had to look at who was really out there, like in America. Now, had we had somebody like Deontay Wilder, then I'm sure he would have went with Deontay Wilder. But that motherfucker didn't exist at the time.
Yeah, yeah. What was that? Damn, what was the guy that they was trying to push?
You know what I'm saying?
Michael Moore.
You had
Whatever happened
people
to
like,
Michael Moore, bro?
yeah, you had Michael Mora, Shannon, my big bro Shannon Briggs,
Brandon
and
Briggs.
people
Yep,
like
yep.
that, Shannon Briggs, and people like that. None of them guys was able to really make that step and become that dominant. And then you had like Riddick Bowe, but Riddick was already with who he was with. You
Yeah,
understand? So
yeah.
Riddick was a part of that group with Mike Tyson, Evander, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, all those guys. So he didn't really have nobody like that when that
You
shit
want to know
started falling
something funny
apart.
about them names you just named? You want to know something funny? Somebody that was in that whole conversation too. That goddamn George Foreman was still in the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Big George is still in that shit.
That
You
nigga
understand?
48 years old, bro.
Exactly. 45 years old, winning damn heavyweight championship. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. Hey, I remember that, bro. I was a kid. I was like 7 or 8
Yeah.
years old.
But yeah, bro, man, let me get up out of here, man. It was great talking to you, man. We're gonna do this again.
All right, brother. I'll
And
see you. I'll be on
we
here
go
tomorrow.
no doubt. I'm gonna do my best to
All
try to
right,
be
bro.
on here again
Nice talking
tomorrow,
to you,
man. But
man.
enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe. Stay
All
safe,
right.
man. And peace and salute to the boxing section. And my
Hey,
man, Kyle. All
salute to
right.
you. Salute to DBS. Salute to the chat. I'm out of here, baby.
All right, man.